Hello again, I am John Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team with Brabham. Apologies for the late start. Catching up on a little bit of lost sleep this afternoon, and it turns out I really needed it. I ended up getting an extra 2 hours sleep that I wasn't planning on. So, yeah, only just woken up about 10-15 minutes ago, so I do apologise for the later start. But here we are, ready for round 3 for Melbourne and our first real test of the season. We are going to be having some heavy rain, so let's see how our car will handle in extreme wet conditions. You can see we are going to have a very cool race there at 10 degrees, and that heavy rain will obviously mean there's no DRS, and this is where I think will be interesting to see exactly where our car sits, because we have a really, really good rear wing, which means we have a really, really good DRS. We take that away. There you see, taking away our DRS could have a big impact on our speed. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one, because I really want to see exactly where we are. We're actually sitting at the moment 6th and 7th in terms of car performance. So we are still waiting on some upgrades. The suspension is 14 days away. Haven't had enough money to start on the front wing or the underfloor yet, although they are still best on the grid in those two categories. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Let's check in with the drivers first of all before we go ahead and set their targets. Let's see. So yeah, wow, look at Oscar's stats. 95, 95, and accuracy 95. So he's 95 across the board with his pace stats there. 95, 95, and 95. We've got 100 in control. What's his adaptability? 97. Not bad. He's definitely got the pace advantage over George. But again, George has that 100 adaptability rating, slightly better smoothness. Will be interesting to see how they both get on in the wet. How you doing, Adrian? How you doing, John? How you doing, Wayne? How you doing, Farah? Good to see you all. And we have now been set a target of 3rd. Okay. 3rd and 5th. See if we can get those.
It's wonderful to be back down under for the Australian Grand Prix. We're a stone's throw from the beach here at the Albert Park circuit. It might be party mood in the grandstands, but in the paddock, expectations and tensions are high. How will the British driver George Russell fare this weekend? He was sensational in the last race. He took home the win and set the bar very high indeed. Okay then, let's get to it.
All right. No rookies tonight. We've given them a couple of runs. We're going to leave them to their own devices now. Let's go ahead and just get the car as dialed in as we can. So I'm going to go with an 8, a 13, an 8-2. Leave that around there. Something like that. We want to go 20 laps for a run around Melbourne. Go. And then what do I want to do for the other car? Something similar, but different. Go with an 8.5. 13. Let's go with a 7.3. Let's go with something like that, I think. Yeah, let's try that. Out we go.
Okay, Oscar, so the track will go green now.
Evening,
Is the
Dino.
radio okay now?
Yep, radio check.
Yeah, loud and clear, that's all good.
Can you hear me?
Copy, loud and clear. So no risk on the curbs.
Copy.
And I did do a little bit of testing earlier. They still have not fixed the DRS on the a run from turn 2 down to turn 3. Frustrating.
Temps okay?
Tyre temps are still low.
Barrow, why have you been cursing Wayne? Are you holding him personally responsible for the lack of tomatoes?
Negative. Happy.
Copy.
Do you think he's
understood?
responsible for the stock level? Or do you think he's deliberately going in and stealing them all to stop you from buying them? The great tomato bandit. Alright, we're at 80% and 91% on our first runs. That's not too bad.
Do we need it?
Surface temperature is currently looking quite low. Stop on your marks and switch off.
Okay, pretty close. We're down to a 7.3. We'll stretch that up that way. Or maybe, yeah, we'll have to go that way. Go with that. There we go. Oh, wait, so now you're going to exonerate him. Sorry, I'm not trying to get you in trouble here, Wayne, but you're about to... You just said you hold him responsible for the stock levels, and the fact that he's not supplying them means that he is indirectly responsible for their stock levels not being where they should be. And you're just going to let him off on that one? That's a very unsatisfactory end to the Great Tomato Wars of 2024. And then you see, look, they used to, so he is directly responsible. Or he used to supply them, now he doesn't.
Warm the tyres where you can.
Copy.
How much more proof do you need?
Try and work these tyres as hard as we can on this lap.
Let battle commence.
Are you happy with tyre temps?
We're happy to slide this tyre a little bit more, try and get it in the window.
It's Farah being Farah. Oh, them's fighting words.
Advise on the tyres.
I mean, it's right, but it's still fighting words.
How was that, Oscar? Yeah, understood, Oscar.
I've improved to 93 and
Check.
I've gone backwards, I think, with George to 86.
Copy that.
So we have 86th George's setup there. Just like Wally, 86 the baby tomatoes at Tesco. What a civil war. What he's not telling you is that he's taken those tomatoes away from Tesco and he's supplying them to Hamilton. Honestly, yeah. Trying to just stir things up a little bit. But only for comedy purposes. I don't want you to really fall out, you two. Right. Let's see, where do we need to go with this setup? Let's go up to a 3.2. Maybe not. Let's go there and then pull that back to... Now, hang on, we were there a moment ago, weren't we? Or something similar to that. So let's go back to a 3.2. Let's go with that. And oh yeah, we're way off over here. Yeah, we'll try that, I think. See how that works. Oh, get up there. There we go.
Green light.
So, given the difference in stats that we saw between our two drivers at the start of the stream, I am expecting Oscar to be much quicker in qualifying than George. And probably a little bit quicker in the rain as well. Even though Russell has a slight edge in the adaptability rating, it's only by a couple of points. And so I think, you know, Oscar is just going to drive away from him today. We'll try and keep George with him if we can. It's a great way for us to keep our drivers both sort of topped up in peak confidence by letting them overtake each other back and forth. But I think Oscar's just going to run away in the end from George here today. We need third with Oscar, fifth with George. We want
Say what you'd like on
a 1-2, but we might not get it. Like I said, I'm very curious as to what our car is going to do when you take away our very potent DRS advantage. And that is 98% for George. That's very, very good. What about Oscar? 88. We've gone backwards with Oscar now.
Understood.
All right. So that needs to be all the way up there. Kind of loath to mess with the front wing too much. Put that back to an 8. Let's bring that back to there and drop that down to there. Hopefully that will fix the front wing.
Oscar pit lane.
Pit lane speed limiter on. Stop in front of our garage.
And I need to choose. Go down 2. If it doesn't work, we can always go back up 2. Valtteri's looking quick in this session as well. He was second behind Hamilton in the first session. He's second in this session behind Leclerc. This track really does seem to suit Valtteri. Now he goes quickest. He is on softs while Leclerc's on hards, but even so, he's quicker than Ocon at the moment. Again, practice, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it usually is a little bit of an indicator in terms of the game. Lawson just goes quickest. He's back in the pits already. That must have been a very, very short glory run in qualifying.
Oscar, how's the car?
Perhaps. That or he got, he only did 4 laps on those tyres. All right, 97%. That's a much better improvement for Oscar. It's not quite where we need it to be, but it's not far off.
Balance.
And we guessed the right way with George. Excellent.
Copy that, okay.
So his setup is done. Wow, Ricciardo goes up to second. So the New Zealander, the Kiwi, and the Aussie, first and second right now. I'd like to see Ricciardo get a decent result here in his home race tonight. As long as it's not at my expense. Just shy. Let's try that. It's probably not the right way to go, but we'll see what happens in the next session. George is done.
Sessions
Evening,
should
Claire.
be starting now.
All right, about to find out if I've got it right. I've got it right.
Oscar's the goal,
Excellent.
okay. Copy, Oscar.
There we go then. Match practice done. We can call them in. Both drivers now sitting exactly where they need to be. Right, where is Valtteri? Valtteri's slow today. Why is Valtteri suddenly slow? He's on mediums. Nope. Here he comes on a set of softs. Immediately jumps up to 6th. Now 2nd. Evening, Victor. And Tony's here as well. How you doing, Tony? Yes, a little bit of a late start tonight. Practice is almost done. Just a couple of minutes to go, and then we can get straight into qualifying. And we can be quite aggressive in qualifying, given that it is going to be probably wet all the way through in the Grand Prix. So we don't have to worry about saving softs for the weekend. As long as we have like one set, at least one set, we'll be fine. So we can use softs quite liberally here in qualifying. Ricciardo ends up quickest, but does have that 10-second penalty to be converted. So that's at least 6 places on the grid. We have another penalty as well, I think. I thought someone else had a penalty as well. Apparently not. Maybe they served it in the Grand Prix last night.
We're moving on now to the all-important qualifying session.
These days, it's a much faster layout here at Albert Park, and teams need to focus on getting high and medium speed cornering right to set a good qualifying time.
Now, there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
They weren't as quick as I expected them to be in practice. They'll want to land better lap times than that today to earn a solid position on the starting grid.
And it's almost time for qualifying, and you won't want to miss that.
All right, we're going to send them straight out.
Okay, Oscar, so the track will go green now.
Let's see if we can deliver a win for the hometown hero today.
We'll focus on the brakes a bit.
Copy.
Stoffel leaves the pit lane. and we will sit back and just enjoy a lap
Good gap in front.
in the kangaroo
So
cam.
Oscar happy to open a lap. It's all clear ahead. Good to go.
A very nice and clean and tidy lap. Let's see how quick it is. The 1:16.2. Here comes George.
I can recharge on and box this
Very
lap.
close. Look at that. Just
Yeah,
0.032. 32 thousandths of a second difference. And it was the final sector where George was quicker. And that was only by 2 thousandths. So it must have been tiny margins everywhere. 25.836. We can't see there. $25.815 against the 25.836. Couple of thousandths there, a couple of hundredths there, sorry. An 18.777 for Russell against an 18.764. Yeah, very fine margins. Very fine margins indeed, all the way through. I think that should be good enough for us to sit in the pits, but we'll see. Look at Valtteri up there again. A little lockup for Lewis after
Now,
having
with
set
Lewis
his fastest
Hamilton
lap.
here. Well, things are okay at this stage. And the car just locks. Just unable to control the car by that point.
How did we get on last night? We got another 1-2. George took the win last night. And Ocon is in trouble. He's down in 19th place right now, needs a clean lap. He's going to get a little bit of traffic here. This could hurt him. Oh, he gets through unscathed. This should see him through, but you never know. Drives for the line, and Ocon is out. He did not improve. Esteban Ocon, the lead Red Bull driver, out. At least in 20th place. Maybe the Williams will get him as well. Wow. That is a huge, huge shock. Oh, he lost 2 seconds in the first sector, look. It was second and a half in the first sector. That's what's knocked him out. That really bad first sector. He was up a couple of tenths in the middle. He was up a full second in the final sector, but that first sector absolutely killed him. And Ricardo is on provisional pole. Sargent develops a fault.
Well, yeah, right. It's certainly.
Can Max out-qualify? No, Max did not. Just lost a huge amount of time there. So I don't think Max will get Ocon. So a few people getting caught out by traffic. Sargent is out. Fittipaldi is out. Hulkenberg goes through. That knocks out temporarily Zhou. Ocon is out. Gasly is out. Verstappen is out. Can Zhou knock out Stroll? Evening, Clark. And Alonso's found some pace. He's second right now. Will Zhou get through? He will. He relegates Stroll, so Stroll joins Sargent, Fittipaldi, Verstappen, Gasly and Esteban Ocon as those eliminated in Q1. We'll go out for 2 flying laps.
Okay, that's green light.
Just in case we get held up on our first run. And then we'll do 2 flying laps again with a set of new tyres, I think, at the end.
And we want to generate some temperature for this outlap.
Copy.
Outlap critical.
Yeah, copy.
We'll whiz through these first couple of laps. No Mrs. W tonight. No. Mrs. W is off rustling tomatoes. Oscar lost a huge amount of time going through that chicane on his first run. See what he does here. I think George has lost some time here as well on this lap. Oh, come on! The hell?
Currently P1.
Well, we gained a second, but we're still way off the pace.
Yeah, copy.
Russell did just improve enough to retake first from Lewis.
You are P9.
Pretty bad last lap.
Stop on your marks and switch off.
It's kind of like reverse race instructions. On your marks, get set, switch off. Right, let's see if we can get a clean lap here. Looks like we can.
Let's go.
Leclerc goes quickest. Alonso's popped up into third. Piastri is improving. George is not. George has stayed P2. But here comes Oscar up to the line. Oscar goes P4. Very, very close there, look. 3.5 hundredths behind Alonso, 4 hundredths ahead of Hamilton. And another flying lap to come. One thing you'll notice as well is engine noise is the same between both cars. I noticed this when I was doing another save file yesterday. This morning. Both cars now have the same engine noise, and they do now seem to match the supplier. So that's what Ferrari sounds like.
Happy with temps.
It's the same. That's the Mercedes. That's what we're using. There are no Renaults for us to do a sound check on.
Good gapping.
So Oscar happy to open a lap.
But you do now get the same engine noise between the two cars, and they do seem to match the engine supplier that you've chosen, because I went with a Renault engine on the team that I was setting up this morning, and they sounded like the Alpines. So it's another little tweak, a little fix that they've made that they haven't mentioned anywhere in the patch notes. And this is where Oscar is going to get held up a bit. You can see we're having to lift. But he is purple so far. George has found some time in the middle sector. Can he go top? No, he can't. He didn't find enough in the first or third sector.
Currently P2. Yeah, we're happy with that.
And Oscar does go top by 0.3, although he did get a big slipstream there in the first half of the lap. And Alonso pips us.
We are P2.
We are through. Ricardo is currently out.
If you could keep your pace up. On
He is out. That's an in lap.
Copy.
Joe is still on the flying lap. Lando's still on the flying lap. Lando's still got half a lap to go. Joe improves up to 11th. Sainz is currently through. Norris improves to 4th. I was looking at the wrong Mercedes, wrong McLaren on the map. And Sainz knock out his teammate. No, he can't. Porsche will advance at the expense of his veteran teammate Carlos Sainz there. Joe, Ricardo, Tsunoda, Lawson, Van Dorn also eliminated, and that's really disappointing for Ricardo because don't forget, he has a 6th place penalty to be applied, so he will start right near the back of the grid after showing some very good pace earlier on. If F1 Manager doesn't renew their license, well, they won't be renewing it. It's just a question now. It's still not official, but it looks like they might have terminated it a year early. So this might be the last one that we get. We'll keep this going for a while, but we'll slow it down. We'll go to just a couple of races a week rather than 5 or 6 races a week. I'm not sure what else we'll put on yet, but we'll find something. There'll probably be a little bit of trucking. You thought I was concerned about the pace of my new car? Nope. I'm concerned about the pace of the new car when the rain hits, because we've got a very potent DRS, and when that goes away, our pace might go away a little bit as well, but we'll see. Let's go with 2 flying laps on a set of brand new tyres. Oh, before the season started. No, I mean, I wasn't worried about the pace. I was curious as to where we would set up. I knew we would be more competitive this year. I just didn't know how competitive we would be. It turns out we absolutely crushed the field with our research. Yes, there will probably be a little bit of Euro Truck on the channel.
Copy.
PC was bought and ordered yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday afternoon? Might have been yesterday afternoon. I think it was yesterday afternoon that we ordered the PC. And I purchased Euro Truck about 2 weeks ago. So that's been sitting in my Steam account, ready and waiting.
Oscar, you've got a clear track ahead.
Did I ever get all my statues from Mass Effect up? They're still in their boxes, but
So no.
I have them. So I've got Morden Solace, which I've had for several years, and now I've added into that Thane Krios, Talizora, Liara Tassoni, and Rex as well. And Garrus is on pre-order for February. Oh no, traffic for George. Oh, gets out of the way. That will be maybe a slight delay, but hopefully nothing too serious. What PC have I ordered? Custom build. Went through everything multiple times in the end with Farah to put it together. And then made some tweaks just to improve performance for editing and stuff. So it's an i9 14th gen with a 4070 Super graphics card. $2,400 and change. But that's with some additional extras thrown in that aren't actually for the PC itself. So things like a Stream Deck.
The temperatures all look fine.
And drive straight out, tranquil and clear.
Let's go.
I'm sure Farah would be happy to have a little chat with you,
Tyres are just coming
give
to the
you
window.
some hints and tips.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
I can certainly point you in the direction of cyber power. All right, second flying lap is starting. And it looks like we are getting a slipstream on the back of Alonso. We are. Beautiful. In fact, we're trying to get past Alonso. This might actually hurt us a little bit. Russell is flying right now. All right, so Oscar is currently P4, but George is flying here. And it's good enough for second, 2,000th behind Leclerc. We still have time for one more flying lap on brand new softs as well. But judging when to go is going to be critical. want traffic. I got mine from Cyberpower. They've got, if you've got some money available now, they've got some good deals going on pre-built systems. But if you want to go into custom, there are a couple of, areas where you can save a little bit of cash, but it's going to be more, you're going to have more control, so you're not going to get the same level of discounts as if you go with one of their pre-builts. Track position's not great. Track position's perfect. We've got George sitting not too close behind Leclerc. I think it's Leclerc. Yes, it is Leclerc. And then we've got Piastri sat not too close to the back of Norris. So there is a chance for them both to pick up a slipstream without being so close that it will hold them up. We might yet be able to lock out the front row. In fact, it's Oscar who's behind the Ferrari and George that's behind the McLaren. George is definitely closer to Norris than Oscar is to Leclerc.
Let's go. All clear ahead. Good to go.
There'll be no traffic to deal with. And Oscar has found an improvement in the first sector. George has not. Leclerc's pulled away, so no chance of a slipstream here. Russell might just pick one up. Another improvement for Oscar in the middle sector. No improvement again for George. Norris may potentially pip him. Oscar may pip him. Looks like Leclerc is going to take pole. We haven't gone purple at any point here with Oscar. I think Leclerc's going to stretch that lead at the top. He does. Oscar only finds a couple of tenths. He improves up to fourth. George does not improve at all. Norris doesn't improve either. So it is Leclerc on provisional pole from George, then Norris and Piastri. Here comes Alonso. Hamilton crosses the line. He goes P5. And Alonso cannot find an improvement. So that is your top 10, barring Teo. Teo jumps to 7th. So it's going to be Leclerc from Russell, then Norris from Piastri, Hamilton from Alonso, Pourchaire ahead of Valtteri Bottas, who once again is in the top 10. And then it'll be Perez from Hulkenberg.
Well, the
going to
fans
start
here
dry.
are all set. Every one of them eagerly awaiting the 58 laps of today's race.
Albert Park often seems to set teammate against teammate. From Hill and Villeneuve dueling for the 1996 win, to Bottas beating fellow Mercedes driver and pole sitter Hamilton to the win in 2019.
Albert Park is a deceptively easy track to learn, but it's just as easy to make a mistake around its walled sections and gravel traps. The street circuit is high downforce and just as heavy on brakes as it is on tyres. The time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
Oh, wow. It's going to be dry for most of the race. We know we've got a really bad weather centre, so we can't really rely on it. But looking at that, it's going to be inters, and then just a couple of laps of full wets at the very end. I think we go with that and we just play it by ear, see what happens. Let's see. So we're looking at lap 36 according to Oscar. George is going by the radar. I'm going to lap 45. Bring him down a bit to lap 42. Push him up a bit to lap 40 and split the difference. So we have both drivers hopefully around the point where things will happen. Let's take a lap of fuel out of the car. Not going to push the car off the line. And let's send them out for the start of the Australian Grand Prix.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race. And here's George Russell, focusing on the race ahead of him.
It's a P2 start for them, an excellent opportunity, and no doubt they'll be looking to grab it with both hands.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? Get ready for the Australian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So George holds on to second. Piastri stays in fourth behind Norris. Leclerc is bolting already. Perez has gone on the soft tyres. Stroll is on softs. We've got Hülkenberg, Tsunoda and Verstappen on the hards. Everybody else on the mediums. Now look at the gap. Already 2 seconds. Leclerc is gunning his car. He's going to be nearly 4 seconds clear by the time we get to the line at this rate. Not too worried. We should be able to reel him back in once our DRS overtakes start to kick in. But yeah, he's gone. Look at that. 4.5 seconds. What a lap from Charles Leclerc.
DRS is enabled. DRS is
A 1:26.1. 3.7 seconds quicker than Russell.
0.4. Car behind is Hamilton.
And there goes Norris. Having a look up the inside. George pushes him wide. Now the DRS kicks in as the whole train tightens up.
Overtake available.
And now we're going to go burn our battery. Start to reel in that rampant Ferrari at the front there.
Keep your head down.
New fastest lap at the back of the grid for Pierre Gasly, 124.3.
We don't need to take any risks.
Copy.
Just tripping over each other at the moment, trying to get past Lando. Through goes George. See if Oscar can find a way through on the main straight.
Nice work. P2. So Leclerc car ahead. Gap 5.1.
Another fastest lap for Charles. 123.8. He is really pushing. Now George goes quicker. 123.5. We have 3 cars running with damaged engine parts by the look of it. We'll check those out in a second. Just want to see if Oscar can get the move done here on Norris. No.
Charge the pack.
There we go. So let's have a look then at that damage. So who are we looking at? Sargent, Van Dorn and Perez.
Pack is low.
Copy.
So Sargent has a damaged gearbox, a really damaged gearbox. Perez also a damaged gearbox. Oh, wow, 53% still on that gearbox. That's not good. And Van Dorn has a damaged engine and a damaged DRS, and they're still in their 60s. That's really not good for him either.
Then behind that is
Norris slots on through. Was that into turn 1? Yes, it was. Using the DRS.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Just try and rebuild the battery a little bit if we can. Piastri having a little look.
George, recommend we start bringing the battery pack up.
Overtaking is very, very difficult.
We think there's still opportunities here.
Yeah, Norris is definitely pushing to try and close the gap in the 123s right now. Here comes Hamilton on the back of Oscar. Got him shut down. There's Alonso. Where's Ocon? Ocon's down in 17th right now. Ricciardo down in 19th still. And our tyres very much healthier than the cars around us. And we are in danger of just dropping out of the DRS. Russell has dropped out. Oscar hasn't. Take a screenshot for the thumbnail. As Oscar moves up into third. And Lewis has a look and pushes George wide. Oh, disaster for George. Down to 7th. Alonso and Porsche getting through as well.
Let's take a closer look. Now we're just proceeding through turn 4. Can they squeeze by?
We were lucky not to lose more places there.
Time management looks okay.
It has DRS.
Okay.
And Hamilton will get through, and I think Alonso might as well. Nope, we managed to hold him off.
You've got Valtteri behind.
There are opportunities ahead. Alonso is now the car behind.
The recharge on is good. Focus on recharge.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
And George is struggling at the moment.
Bottas behind. We have overtake available.
Copy.
Everyone just seems to have that a little bit more pace than us, and maybe they're just pushing harder than we are. Anyone who gets past us immediately breaks away from us.
He has DRS.
Recharge on.
Copy, copy.
and we have a yellow flag.
There's still opportunities here.
Who messed up and where? It's Perez running a little wide.
Oh no, that's not quite what they would have wanted. And they might want
very
to take
wide,
a look
actually,
at the floor
yeah.
of the car there, because that won't do it any good.
Oscar or George to start my team with in real life? Oscar.
Copy.
They're both supremely talented drivers. It's too early to say whether Oscar is a better driver than George, but in terms of personality, Oscar would be a much better fit. George would rub me up the wrong way very quickly, I think.
And when you can, feedback on your tyres.
Tyres are good. Copy.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
Hamilton's into the pits. That's early. He's gone onto the hard tyres. He's not the only one. Stroll's in as well. But Stroll started on softs. Good stop.
Yeah, he did get DRS.
Yeah, understood.
Deep breath, you're going to be okay. Car behind is Perez now.
Another yellow flag.
Recharge on. Copy.
Right then.
Charles running a little wide.
Now we're approaching turn 2. Oh, we've
Only
seen a
hope
few
he's done
go
some
off the
underfloor
track
damage
there,
to his car there, but I
you
don't
really
think
can't
he
do
has.
You're P6 at the moment. Hulkenberg ahead.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Use overtake.
Yep. Copy.
Need to start punching our way through with George if we can.
Sainz has DRS.
We got boxed in.
Still plenty of opportunities.
There we go. We are through there.
Charge the pack.
Understood.
We could not find a way past Hulkenberg.
Recharge on.
Yeah.
So Perez in the pit lane.
Russell is through on Valtteri. And it looks like rain is coming sooner than anticipated. It's getting cloudy, look. Getting more overcast. We had glorious sunshine earlier on. More cars are boxing. I'm going to start to push our tyres a little bit harder.
Okay, push.
And that's Alonso in.
Plenty to play for.
Hard tyres for Fernando. Porsche is in as well. So it's Valtteri from behind us.
Everybody recharge on.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Yep. Copy.
No harm done.
New fastest lap for Lance Stroll, 121.3. We have yet to set a fastest lap this year. Or at least we've yet to hold a fastest lap. We've set them, we just haven't been able to keep them. Evening, Army. When's the rain coming? A lot later than I thought it would. Somewhere between lap 30 and 40 by the look of it. It's like the skies have cleared again a little bit. Sun's back out. Charles is in. So is Hulkenberg. That releases Oscar.
Okay, Oscar, recharge on.
Copy.
We're trying to get George pushed onto the back of him.
George,
Get my two back
we
together
start bringing
again.
The battery pack up.
Copy.
And Leclerc slots out just 2 places behind. Just a couple of seconds behind. Going to come under immediate pressure from Tsunoda while he gets his tyres up to temp. And he won't have DRS at the moment unless he absolutely hammers those tyres through the next 3 corners. Look how far behind Norris we are now. And the fact that we're all pretty much a pit stop behind Leclerc now as well. Come on, Yuki. Make the move. Leclerc's held him off, and that will be Leclerc pulling away from him now, getting onto the back of us.
Gap 0.8, he has DRS.
In comes Ricciardo. Held slightly for Gasly coming in there. Everyone's going onto the hards. I am still going to go to the mediums. We have a yellow flag. Safety car right now would be glorious. The lock-up for Liam Lawson.
Okay, so heading into turn 1 here. Very heavy on the brakes, and they ended up their own passenger.
Oh yeah, that's cost him. There goes Ocon. Ocon's still down. It's 17th place. Has Ocon stopped? Yes, he has. Everyone stopped apart from us, Norris, Sainz, Tsunoda, and Verstappen.
And if you could just give us tyre feedback.
And here is Leclerc trying to put the moves on George. And he will do. That Ferrari of Leclerc is frighteningly quick here today. Norris puts on a set of hard tyres. Everyone going for those hards. In comes Sainz. Is he going to go hards as well? Yes, he is. Not the cleanest of stops there. If I can stay with Leclerc, I don't think I'll be able to. No, look at that. He's 2 seconds clear already. He's almost on the back of Oscar already.
Copy.
Looks like Ferrari came to play with some serious big boy upgrades for at least one of their cars here.
Yeah, recharge on is good.
Copy.
No real information yet from the weather centre, although it does look like we'll now have a longer period of wet weather at the end. Of, heavy wet weather. It was originally only just like the last 2 or 3 laps that would be under full wets. Now it looks like it's going to be a good 7 or 8 laps, if not more. Hamilton gets past Alonso. Third and fifth could be a bit of a challenge here.
Lewis has DRS.
These mediums don't seem to be working all that well for us in terms of pace. Maybe it's because the track temperature is quite low today. Hamilton gets through. Yeah, we're a full pit stop down on the race leaders.
So we've got Alonso behind. Tsunoda pitted.
We are ready for you.
Yep. Copy.
We need to get off these tyres now, get onto a set of fresh rubber.
Copy.
Hopefully the next set of mediums will be a little bit better for us. We'll be up against hards, so maybe that will work in our favour. We haven't really had a chance to get our drivers up high in the confidence levels, really high up in the confidence levels. But we're going to be coming out mid-pack. So we'll be able to get some overtakes in. Ocon has worked his way up to 13th now.
So we're happy with this level of management.
Yeah, copy.
Try and get some extra battery into George.
He has DRS.
Yeah,
So as much tyre calling as you can manage, please.
okay. Copy.
Let's push and get past him.
And Oscar, we're box this lap.
Copy. Box. Roger.
George, get back in range. Please get back in range. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Box this lap as well then.
Box.
Copy. Box.
Charge the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hamilton's sprinting. He's trying to close in on Oscar.
Oscar, pit lane.
2.2, that's a good stop.
We can afford
Another
some
2.2.
second reduction.
Not quite as quick as Oscar's stop, but still very good.
So if we just bring these in over the first couple of laps. Yeah, just keep an eye on your mirrors for cars coming.
This is P13, Oscar.
P19 for George.
Science now, let's go get him.
Ugh.
1.1.
Gap is...
We are going to have to work hard for the podium today, let alone the win. I think the win's probably beyond us. Based on how that first stint went.
Sonoda ahead. Up ahead 2.2. Behind Gasly. 3.1. 39 laps remaining.
Has DRS.
Okay, use deploy. Yep.
Let's keep pushing up to cars ahead.
Let's give it everything now.
Yeah, copy, all good.
See if we can get a fastest lap here.
That's P13.
Okay, that's Sainz ahead.
Right, off into 12th.
Yes, use the chance now. Copy.
Just show me what you've got then.
Copy.
Oh, it's shut down there. Yeah, we're not going to get the fastest lap this lap, so we're going to
So Oscar, we can look after this tyre.
end that attempt. Still a chance for George,
Overtaking is
but without the DRS, that might make it pretty hard
There's
to
still
do.
opportunities here. Recharge on.
Copy.
He's closing up to this pack, though. That's important for him because he's almost out of battery.
We're happy where we are on tyres.
Copy.
George, recommend we start bringing the battery pack up.
Copy.
Let's get on top of this management.
Alright, copy that.
Recharge on is good.
Yep. Copy. Yep, copy. Use overtake. Okay.
Overtake available.
Yep.
Keep chipping away.
There we go. That's us past Stroll, and now we have a clear run at Perez on the main straight. So this is a new chance for the fastest lap for Oscar. Got more confidence, he's got tyres up to temperature this time as well. There we go, goes through on Perez. And we should be able to break away from the pack before the next DRS detection point. If we can't, then we have a serious problem. And I'm wondering if the others are going for another set of dry tyres.
Yeah. Overtake available. Yep.
We caught Ocon. There we go, fastest lap achieved.
More lift and coast.
Okay, recharge on is good. Lift off end of straight.
Okay.
And there we go, Stroll is in for another set of tyres. And look at Hamilton at 44, he is definitely going to be boxing again. So it's not as bad as I thought it was. No wonder their pace has been so explosive. They've been pushing their tyres all the way through. We haven't pushed our tyres apart from that fastest lap attempt and the end of our first stint. So Oscar now gets the move done on Esteban Ocon, puts him into peak confidence.
Overtake is available.
See if we can get George up into peak as well. Hamilton is in. And he's gone for a set of softs. So the fastest lap is definitely going to be at risk. There we go, we're past Sonoda.
Coming.
Tyre temperature management looking very good.
It's getting overcast again. Still no word on when the rain's going to come, but it's going to be a while yet, I think. We're on to the back of Zhou.
And recharge should be on.
Oscar, you can reduce the LICO slightly.
That's Verstappen and Perez out of the way of George. Van Dorn boxing as well.
But there! Oh, dear.
Scrapping with Ricardo right now.
Currently still on plan.
Yeah, understood.
Yes, DRS.
Okay. Yep.
Use overtake.
And we get past Joe,
Recharge on.
and Joe blocks Hamilton. Excellent. Valtteri boxes.
Hulkenberg.
So does Joe. So we got past Joe just in time there.
Joe expected
Hulkenberg boxed as well. So it's now Oscar versus Hamilton.
And reminder for recharge.
As we get past Ricardo, so both cars back into the top 10.
Yeah, copy.
We think there's still
George into peak confidence now. Hamilton has got through.
Ocon.
He's done it very kindly right before the DRS detection point, so we can get that battery recharged.
And reminder for the recharge button.
Yeah, copy.
Key thing is to keep the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
Copy.
This is a very strange race that we're having to run here because we are very much going against the grain. Everyone's going for the standard sort of two-stop dry tyres before going onto wets. We're just one-stopping.
Recharge on.
Copy.
We need to push. Happy to use the tyre more now.
Here we go, back past Ricardo.
Just give us some tyre feedback.
Tyres feel okay.
Use overtake.
Yeah.
And we are sort of not necessarily stuck on the strategy. We're certainly committed to this strategy.
Yeah, he did get DRS.
So we have to stay on these tyres until the rain hits. We get alongside Valtteri, Porsche boxes.
Yeah, copy. There's only so much I can do.
We move up into 9th place.
Charge the pack.
And we'll go straight past Sainz. We'll beat Porsche into turn 1, but only just. And we're now 5th and 7th. We need 3rd and 5th for the sponsors.
Nice job. Ocon ahead.
Just failing to keep in range of Hamilton despite using the battery. Sergeant boxes.
Overtake available.
Use the pace now.
Have a lap where we push the tyres a little bit harder because we're about to run out of battery, and I want to get back into Hamilton's DRS. He's helping us to close the gap on the cars in front. push the fuel a little bit as well.
Oscar, suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Copy.
We do still have the fastest lap. I am a little surprised by that. And there we go, damp in 11 minutes.
So happy to drop a little bit of management.
Still, I can't keep up with Lewis.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Suggest increased LICO.
Yep. Copy.
So we need to introduce.
But his tyres are wearing out faster than ours are. Russell is now closing in on Esteban Ocon.
Pack is low.
Copy.
I am going to go back to burning the fuel again.
Suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Yep.
121.8. What can George do? Ocon did a 124.0. George did a 122.6. Now 122.36 against a 122. Sorry, 123.6 against a 122.3. Fittipaldi's in.
Sainz car behind. So gap behind.
10 minutes away from Inter's. Tyres are in good shape. We lost 0.6 of a second to Hamilton on that lap. .123.8 for Ocon. Russell does 122.3. 1.5 seconds out of Ocon that lap. Oscar's confidence bleeding back to starting levels. George still just in peak confidence, but not for much longer. Hamilton's now just 1.5 seconds behind Alonso, and we're only a couple of seconds behind that. Let's see, Alonso's doing 122.5. We are closing in on Alonso, and he does not have the grip to fight us. We are 8 minutes away from going onto Inters, so we're going to absolutely hammer what's left of these tyres now. We're still in the hunt for third and fifth, but anything beyond that, I just don't think we're going to have enough pace. Well, maybe. The rain will be the great equaliser in the sense that tyre strategy will be the same for everybody. So everyone will be able to push at the same level. We have not really done that up until now. We haven't really pushed consistently all that hard. And we've saved a set of tyres as a result. So our pace has looked bad, but it's not been necessarily a true reflection of our pace against the AI, because they have been pushing harder than we have. Now we'll all be pushing at the same level. We'll get to see just how well we can handle the rain, and whether or not we can actually close up and claim some extra positions again. Hamilton has caught Alonso. That Ferrari's definitely looking like it's had some upgrades. Norris is looking pretty potent as well. He's only 3 seconds behind Charles Leclerc. Rain is going to start falling in 2 minutes. It will be light. And my fear here is that Hamilton will drag Alonso along with him on those soft tyres. Or Alonso gets edged off the track a little bit there. 2 wheels on the grass. That might give Hamilton a chance to break the gap.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
There we go. We're starting to see a little bit of water. 0.02 mil.
Lift off end of straight.
Copy.
And there's Oscar in the background. George closing in on Esteban. It will be Inters for about 8 laps, 9 laps, and then full wets after that to the end. So we'll be absolutely thrashing both sets of wet tyres that we put on. That's 1.2 seconds. Come on, George. This is where you are excellent in these conditions.
Just give us some feedback on the tyres.
Rear dropping.
Overtake available.
Okay.
So there is a growing chance of rain.
Copy.
Yeah, no shit. Up the inside, and that is up into P6.
George, recommend we start bringing the battery pack up.
And Alonso is getting dragged along by Hamilton. Damn it.
Ocon has DRS.
Behave up.
So we're really happy with what you're doing.
Wet weather, is it set for the duration? We're going to go on to Inters very soon, and we'll be on them for about 8 laps, 9 laps, something like that. Then it'll be full wets to the end. Alonso and Hamilton are scrapping. It's given Oscar a chance to close the gap back up a little bit. Both of their tyres are dying. Mind you, ours aren't too much better. We're 3 minutes away.
R03 car behind.
Yeah, copy.
Let's get into the tyre cooling, please.
Copy.
I'm going to box them on the next lap.
We are ready for you.
Copy.
And Ocon's gone now.
So box this lap, box this lap.
Copy, thanks.
It's gone into us.
Box.
Yes, box.
Everyone else now
Box.
is starting to box as well.
Focus on recharge.
Yep, copy.
And Leclerc is in. So is Norris.
Oscar pit lane.
Here comes Alonso, Hamilton and Oscar. Good start for Hamilton. Alonso has to wait for him. We have to wait for the pair of them. 2.5, but we're going to be close. Here comes George. .5 again, not bad. We are still 5th and 6th.
And track will be clear on exit.
URP5. The next car is Alonso.
Okay, Alonso currently 1.3.
No more DRS. Now it's down to pure pace and skill.
Currently P6. Next car is Piastri. Bottas behind. Gap 5.7.
Car ahead is Alonso.
1.1 now.
No hop done.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Tyres are reaching the upper
Big
end of the temperature
ask
window.
for George to make up 12 seconds in the remaining laps. But if we can get a pit stop advantage, we can time our pit stop just right and Alonso misses it. That will help. Oscar rockets through. That's 4th place. We need 3rd as a minimum for Oscar.
We'll have overtake available.
Copy.
Dearly love to just slow the pace down and try and hold up Alonso for George, but I can't. Oh, and Alonso fights immediately straight back through. Oscar holds him off.
Breath. You're going to be okay. We can have recharge on now.
Yeah, we need to close down Lewis.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Max, maybe. Just running wide. I was hopeful for a second we might get
Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look then
A
at turn
VSC.
6. Oh, and the
Or a
car
safety car.
locks up. They were just
Yeah, into the
unable
gravel.
to do much about it.
Keeps it going, but loses a few places.
So happy to drop lift and coast.
And we are going to keep the fastest lap because no one's going to improve over Oscar's time now. So we will get that bonus point. George is closing in. We are losing ground to Lewis. We are getting some defensive bonuses from holding back Alonso here. Alonso goes through.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Yeah, copy.
There's George in the background. And that's into peak confidence for Oscar. First time in a while he's been there.
P4.
Hamilton 3 seconds ahead.
Alonso is now the car behind.
See if I can break away from Alonso, get onto Hamilton.
Copy.
Oscar, you can reduce the LICO slightly. Use the overtake button.
Slipstream is really powerful. It's going to be hard to drop Alonso here. I think we'll be able to do it. There we go. Broken the slipstream. .6 minutes till full wets.
He's 1.3 behind. There's still opportunities here.
This is going to be crucial in terms of when we stop. Hamilton getting held slightly through these turns here. Now he gets the move done, and now we might get held up.
Here we have blue flags.
Sargent gets out of the way pretty quickly for us. Have lost a little bit of ground, but not too much. I want to save the rest of the battery if I can.
Recharge on.
Copy. Up 0.7.
Oh man, George's confidence has bled back down to 0 already. Confidence really does fall away a lot quicker.
Very heavy rain.
Four minutes.
Okay, recharge on. Yeah.
George is closing Alonso down by about half a second a lap. But I'm not able to get any battery back into him, which could be critical for us. Hope it won't be.
recharge on.
Copy.
Three minutes. That's a lap and a half. Not sure whether I need to box at the end of this lap or the end of the next one. Leaning towards the end of the next one. Another 0.6 of a second for George there out of Alonso. Hamilton stretching his legs a little bit. Now going one more lap. Let's see if the leaders do. Leclerc and Norris stay out. What about Hamilton? Hamilton stays out. Can't imagine they'll try and stay on the Inters. Yeah, very good lap from Hamilton there. 1:25.0. And Alonso just 1/100th of a second slower than Russell on that lap. He's pushing his pace because everyone's getting ready to get into the pits. When this happens, it's going to happen quick. So let's program in these stops now.
Box this lap.
Copy. Box.
Hopefully the AI makes a mistake and stays out. Here comes the big water. Leclerc carries on.
And who's that having an issue in the pits?
Norris boxes. Gasly's in. It's Hamilton boxing. Hamilton stays out. Track's going to get very wet very quickly. Norris has made the right call along with us, I think. Ferraris are going to try and use their tyres as much as they can here on this lap. 2.4 seconds. Alonso has stayed out as well. This is a chance for George. 2.19, that's our quickest stop of the day.
That's P5.
So ahead of you is Lando.
You can see the track temperature just falling, plummeting now.
Ocon is behind.
Could we have stayed out another lap? I think we probably could have.
So that's currently P7.
Should we have, is the other question.
Ocon ahead. Gap ahead now, 8.4 to Norris.
And Sargent is retiring, potentially here.
Oh dear, what a miserable way to
I think it was
bow out of
gearbox
this
for
one.
Sargent, wasn't it? So if it is, that'll be him trundling back to the pits to retire. We should have stayed out another lap. Leclerc has boxed. Damn it. It has not worked out well for Norris. It's not worked out well for us. Hamilton has stayed out though, and that should hopefully work in our favour. I really hope it does. We need it to. Oh, and a slow-ish stop for Alonso. That will help. Oscar goes back through. Ocon's in as well. How far behind are we? We're about, what, 7 seconds behind? 7.5 seconds. We're about the same gap. So we did not gain an advantage boxing when we did. Hamilton is 21 seconds ahead, but now he's on the wrong tyre.
Overtake available.
Yeah.
There is Sargent in the pits. Yeah, it's less than 21 seconds now. And in comes Hamilton. It's a quick stop. A clean stop. The gap's down to 19 seconds. Hamilton is going to get out just in front of us. I think it's going to be so tight. Not quite as tight as I was hoping. We aren't too far off though.
1.5.
Oh, the gap between Russell and Alonso down to just 5.5 seconds. Hamilton's tyres are not up to temperature. This is our chance.
Fuel is okay.
PU calling Oscar.
Yeah, copy. Yep.
And Hamilton's got us covered off.
Maximum PU calling.
Copy.
Come on, we need this. We need this.
Recharge button on.
Copy.
10-lap fight with Lewis for third place.
Copy.
The win is long gone. Alonso does a 132.7. George, a 132.1. That's another 6/10 out of Alonso. So, looks like we won't have the easy run this year that we thought we might have after the first two races. We are going to have to work hard for some of these races. Max and Perez find the box.
There's still opportunities here.
Now we'll be cooling the tyres.
Copy.
I get this horrible feeling that 4th and 6th is where we're going to finish.
Copy.
We're going to miss out on money that we desperately need with new parts coming.
0.9. Still plenty of opportunities.
Really don't want to use Russell's battery just yet, but I might have to at this rate, 'cause it looks like his forward progress has stalled a little bit.
That's currently P4.
We're going to Suzuka after this,
1.1.
and that is another circuit where
Alonso
wet
is
weather
now the
is
car behind.
definitely a pretty common occurrence. We took no time. Actually, Alonso pulled out 500ths over us
He's
on that lap.
1.3 behind. So we think there's still opportunities here.
Just trying to let the tyres cool down a little bit before we have another push. Can't burn out all of our grip too quickly compared to the cars in front that we're chasing, because we did stop earlier than they did, push the temperatures up way quicker than they did. But we are losing ground to Lewis. And I'm going to have to push
Overtake
George,
is available.
because Alonso is holding us back.
Plenty to play for.
It's going to be a nervy last few laps. Oscar's tyres are still too hot.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Yep. Copy.
Gap is 1.7.
Got
George
gap down
recommends we
to
start bringing the back pack up.
2.7, 2.8.
Copy.
Okay, let's see if we can get past.
Evening, Daniel. And track's only going to keep getting wetter, look. That will hopefully help keep tyre temps a little bit more under control.
Yep.
Am I looking forward to F1 this weekend? Yes, always do.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Will Max get his 4th title at the next race? Probably. I mean, nothing is guaranteed. Max might retire. But, yeah, he's more than likely to take it at Vegas, I think. Hamilton's still lapping quicker than we are. Took 4/10 out of Alonso on that lap. 2.5 seconds the gap. I think we might miss the objective with both drivers here. Ooh, yellow flag. Perez is out. And it's a safety car. Ooh, okay. That makes things interesting. That's going to close the field right back up.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now
Depending on where the car is and when the next car comes through, this may even get upgraded to a red flag. So close to hitting that Williams.
Paint on that barrier. Now their confidence will have taken a hit with that.
Through went the Ferrari. Looks like it will just be a safety car then, no red flag.
And Oscar, the pack is good.
Copy.
Lawson's boxing for a fresh set of tyres. That makes perfect sense for him. If I were Valtteri, I would be boxing as well.
Okay, there's a car in the barriers.
We can't box or we will lose too much time.
He's out of the car. Possible debris.
I could risk it with Russell, but I do not want to. We're already one place down on where we need to be.
P4. Alonso, the car behind.
5 laps to go.
We might not even actually get a racing lap here.
Copy.
Just looking. No, Lawson is on the lead lap. Nobody is lapped. So we don't have to wait for cars to unlap themselves. The safety car has picked up. There's Lawson, and you can see the safety car just picked up the Ferrari of Leclerc. That is good. If we had lapped cars, there would be no way we'd be able to get running again. But now we have a chance. 4 laps to go, including this lap here. We need the field to close up quickly. We might get 1 lap of racing. And we will go absolutely flat out. See if we can get it. Because we need to move Oscar up into 3rd and George up into 5th. You see, currently below target on both drivers. A dramatic potential finish here.
3 to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks a bit chaotic there, doesn't it? There we go. That's a decent looking thumbnail. It's a few choices.
So Oscar, try to keep temperature in front right.
Field will form up on this lap. Hopefully we'll get 2 flying laps. We do need more battery in George. I hope we can get his battery fully charged up this lap. Let's try and get some temperature in the tyres.
Let's try and push up.
Come on, Lawson, hurry up. It's not there. I'll bring the safety car in anyway. Give me 2 laps of racing. Shit, it's going to come down to just 1 flying lap potentially here. Oh, this is going to be a really, really tense final lap. We will have full battery with both cars, not that that really makes a difference with just 1 lap. Incident. Has someone made a mistake?
Yep.
Guess not.
Copy.
Lawson still hasn't caught the back of the pack. Come on, Lawson. Need that safety car in this lap.
Tyre temps.
Tyre temps are still low.
Use deploy.
Copy.
Overtake will be available.
Copy.
And Lawson has finally caught the pack. Come on, bring in the safety car. There we go. 1 flying lap.
So we've got safety car in this lap. Just focus on getting these tyres where you need them for this restart.
This is it. It's all or nothing. And we are
This
green.
is unnecessarily slow.
Copy that, Oscar. Work the front left where you can.
So lights are out.
He's going for the move, but he's not close enough.
This will be the last lap.
Not quick enough. George isn't where he needs to be either. Can we get the launch through 2? We've got a yellow flag again. George ran wide. He's under pressure from Ocon.
Now look, here we head into turn 2. Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits. But all being...
It's going to come down to the end of this sector. Thought that channel was done, Wayne.
There are opportunities ahead.
We don't have enough. We don't have enough pace. Oh, Derek, wow, long time no see.
Finding free air where we can for this PU temp.
Copy.
We got jumped by Ocon.
If this continues like this, not going to be able to overtake.
Oh, God, we're going to end up with no money out of this weekend. That's so disappointing. It's going to be 4th for Oscar, 7th for George. And we are going to have a fight on our hands this year.
Good job.
Think by the pace of the tyre life today. Yep, thanks guys.
Wow.
Not a quick race to
What
sum
a
up,
disappointing
not least for George
result
Russell
in the
there.
end.
7th place at the end of that one, and some points for the team.
And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
Their first win of the season, and the team looking on will be very proud, I'm sure.
Well, it wasn't exactly a walk in the park, but it was a thrilling weekend here for us all at the Australian Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Disappointed.
Okay today, I'd say. I mean, we're talking about such a competitive field, and all things considered, the drivers did all right.
And that's about that for this weekend here in Melbourne.
Next round will see us head east as F1 prepares for the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll see you at Suzuka, a firm favourite for the drivers.
Well, there we go then. Confirmation of the final result. Charles Leclerc, puts a bit of life into his title defence, getting his first win of the season. Lando takes second. Hamilton takes third for a double podium for Ferrari. Oscar has to settle for 4th in the end and gets the fastest lap. So a little bit of compensation there. Good result for Alonso in 5th. Ocon up 14 places in the end to take 6th. He is definitely going to be a threat to us this year. George, in the end, down into 7th place. Valtteri in 8th. More points for the Sauber there. Joe gets 9th and up 3 places for points for Alpine. And Porsche just hangs on for the final point for Mercedes. Ricciardo, good recovery race for him, up 7 places after a disappointment of not a great qualifying coupled with that penalty, but he still misses out on points. Stroll takes 12th ahead of Hulkenberg, then Sainz, Tsunoda from Van Dorn, Verstappen in 17th, 18th for Fittipaldi, 19th for Gasly, 20th for Lawson, and then Perez and Sargent are 2 retirements. Let's see what that's done then to the drivers' standings. Oscar is top by 7 points from George. Leclerc up 2 places, jumping Hamilton and Ocon, and is now just 4 points behind George there. Huge swing in points between those two. Hamilton on 38 points is a further 7 points behind, 3 ahead of Ocon, who loses out to the other Ferrari as well. Lando just 1 point behind Ocon as well. Alonso with more points there. He's now on 21. Bottas moves above Sainz with 8 points, into 8th place with 10 points now. Then it is Gasly in 10th, Zhou up 2 places to 11th, Max dropping down in 12th, Pourchaire gets his first point of the season, Stroll drops down into 14th place, Ricciardo up 5 places but still without a point. Then it's Sargent from Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Van Dorn, Lawson, Fittipaldi and Perez. Okay, in the constructor standings, we are still top, but Ferrari have closed that gap to us. They're now just 22 points behind after they outscored us by 21 today. Red Bull in third on 56 points, so they're still quite a way behind us, and we actually outscored them by a point thanks to that bonus for the fastest lap there. McLaren also picking up 18 points today. They're on 34. Sauber up 2 places into 5th, ahead of Mercedes and Williams. Alpine in 8th place with 3 points, and it's RB in 9th. And then Aston and Haas both still yet to score. Well, we had some quick stops today. Let's see if we got some decent points. 6th and 7th. Wow. Only 6th and 7th. Still, it's a good point. It's 14 more points. Ferrari, though, look at that stop for Hamilton, 2.0. Very, very quick. Ricciardo getting some solid points there for McLaren. Alpine getting points with Zhou. Mercedes getting a big haul of points with Pourchaire and Sainz 4th and 5th. Max gets some points for Williams in 8th. RB get a couple, and Alpine pick up the final point. So, Ferrari top with 71 points, ahead of McLaren on 63. Mercedes and Alpine both climbing up above Red Bull. Mercedes on 53, Alpine on 32, 1 point ahead of Red Bull, who did not score any points this weekend in the DHL competition. We're up 1 place into 6th on 24, 7 behind Red Bull and 7 ahead of RB. Then it's Haas in 8th, Williams up into 9th place and moving ahead of Aston Martin. Sauber still yet to get off the mark. And there you see those first stops, very, very quick, 2.2 and 2.2, and then an even quicker stop for George at the end, but only mid-pack, unfortunately. And no money from our sponsors. Eesh. I think that's the first time we've not actually scored any money at all. Team Hub refurb is done. Pat Fry goes up to an 88 overall. We are going to do a little bit of housekeeping before we head off tonight. No weather forecast for Suzuka yet. And we got some part failures. Front wing, rear wing, and suspension need to be replaced on Oscar's car. Take a look at the F2 and F3 results. Let's start with the sprint. Where is he? Oh no, they're still both in F3. I'm thinking of my Porsche file where Tim stepped up. I was looking for Tim Tramnitz. There he is. Christian Mansell second in the sprint. Tommy third in the sprint. That's excellent news there. What about the race? Neither made the podium. Christian only 10th in the main race. Tommy 6th. So he's starting to pick up some good points. That's excellent news. Let's see where they stand. Christian drops down into 5th, but Tommy moving up into 8th place. So both of our drivers making some progress. Okay. Let's swap out those parts on the car. Spare front wing, spare rear wing, spare suspension. That is one of our new rear wings, so that's disappointing that that's gone already. But perhaps not that unexpected. How long until the suspension's ready? 11 days. So we'll be able to put it into production on the day of Suzuka. We have got some money coming from our sponsors very, very soon. We've got new scout reports to have a look at. So Lando, his base stats 90, 89, 88, accuracy 80, only 80 on his accuracy. I'm surprised by that. Only 80 on his adaptability as well. Look at that smoothness, 96. On a 24.3 mil contract with 2 years to go after this one. 91 marketability, that's pretty good. No termination clause in the contract. He gets pretty hefty bonus there, 730 grand for the top 6. So he's going to be costing McLaren a lot this season. And now let's take a look at Max. Oh, look at those baseline pace stats. He's got a negative mentality, so he will not be that good in reality. But 96, 96, and 86 for his pace stats. Again, a little surprised on that accuracy. Defending 98. There to just push people off the track whenever they get too close. Let's see what his stats actually look like in reality. Yeah, he's down 5 points. Look, 91, 91, and 85 on the reactions there. Accuracy 81. Defending down to a 93. So some of his stats down 5 points. Defending is down only 3 points. But that negative mentality definitely hurting him a little bit. But it's still mighty in terms of his stats there. He would definitely be an improvement for us, but the cost to hire is more than we'd like for now. The position not due to be filled soon. Look at his race bonus. He's getting almost $1 million just for a top 15 finish. And he's getting 33 mil a year. Still has 3 years to go on his deal as well. Yeah, he is going to cost Williams a fortune. But they might be able to get points as a result. All right. Let's advance time. End of month payout about to hit us. Won't be much, but it will be something. Rear wing low stock is only by 1. That's fine. Not worried about the suspensions because we're about to get some new ones into production. All right, how have our drivers improved? An extra point in cornering there for Tommy. For Christian. No improvement for Tommy because we've switched his focus. No improvement for Jack either. It's a little disappointing. I think Jack is going to become a service driver effectively now. 1 point gained in smoothness there for Oscar. That's good. That was probably, it was his weakest stat. So it's good to see him improve his smoothness there. We move on 1 day and we'll get some cash. Oh, we absolutely blitzed the objective there, didn't we? No mandatory activities, so just a straight 3 mil payout. But let's see what we get for the next month in just a moment. We have 6.4 mil, and that is what I've been waiting for. That is enough. Again, it's done that with the engineers again. Always does that. That is enough for us to get a new front wing, an intense front wing up and running. I'm going to drop all of the hours into the front wing, I think. And let's see. I want to work on medium downforce. We are lacking that. Go with that. Let's take just a touch off the front wing. balancing act, but there we go. That gets it so nothing actually goes down. We want to go intense on that. 44 days means we'll have those for Monaco. There we go, we've got 1 million left. Let's check our facilities. I would love to boost the factory, but I can't afford it. Let's go with a refurb. And a refurb. There we go. What did the board think? They were delighted with Melbourne. Still way ahead of our target position there. That's 3 from 3 in terms of scoring points so far this year. We're well on target to beat the long-term objective again. We do now have a forecast for Suzuka. It will be dry for qualifying in the race. It'll be wet in practice. So once again, there'll be no rookies running in Suzuka. I think we might have to move Jack away from this soon. Let's see how our drivers are looking, if they've made any progress. He's on marketability. Seems to have made a little bit of a boost. Christian is still learning his stats, boosting his stats. That's good. Let's set our new sponsor plan. And we have got a CFD simulator advert, and it's only worth 700k. Oh, that's disappointing. All right, let's go with the factory. They are looking for VIP experiences, I believe. And we'll send out the scouts. That should be enough. Right. 2 days to go. Let's get the training planned in for the pit crew. And they've come in at 0, so that theoretically means that we are back to how it was pre-patch. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's get a full day of gym training in. Get half a day in here as well. Let's go with a day of car building. And then we'll go with some split training. We'll try a slightly more adventurous run-in between China and Miami. I think it's a 3-week gap. Well, I'll have to check the calendar. Let me just confirm this for now. We'll go back and continue to work on that. So, calendar. Yeah, look, it's a 2-week gap. So, our month ends there. We need to make sure that we are at 0 on the 30th because we'll be going straight into Miami, which is a sprint weekend. So we can't check this month either at the end of this month because I can't take the risk that we'll be carrying too much fatigue into the next weekend. I can get one more day of split training in for definite. Bit tight. Let's make that more car building. Better. much better. And then we'll go with another day of car building there, and then we'll go with more split training here. And maybe half a day. Yes, there we go. So that's our training planned in for the month of April. We'll gain another 2.3% on our car building, bring our chance of mistakes down to just over 8%, take another 100th off our estimated pit stop time. There we go. And the suspension is now done. So let's get that into manufacturing. Got enough money to make one. Just short of making two by about 7.5 grand. But we can add to that when we come back from Suzuka, so that's fine. Will we have it in time for China? We'll have one in time for China. The other one we won't. Although we might be able to throw it on the car for the race if we were to do a pit lane start. We'll see how much of an improvement it makes to the car and whether or not it's worth risking doing that. We've got a regulation vote coming up soon as well, straight after Japan. A couple of facilities will be refurbed in time for China. And then we've got a new ATR period at the end of the month as well. So some stuff to keep an eye on. There we go. We are first and second in the driver's standings and first in the constructors, although the gaps have come down. That's it for tonight's Grand Prix. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I know we were a little bit late. I do apologise for that. We should be back, touch wood, at the usual time of 8 p.m. tomorrow for round 4 when we head to Japan. And another episode of Empire of the Ants will go live tomorrow afternoon as well. Do hope you continue to check out that series. Do let me know as well if you are enjoying it, if you are watching it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's an interesting take on the RTS world. Evening, Hado. Only one person used on the front wing development. Yeah, to try and maximize how much we'll gain in expertise. It's just the way I like to approach research, and it hasn't really let me down so far. So that is it, as I say, for tonight. We'll start to improve our presence on Twitch going forward. So if you haven't found me on Twitch yet, you can find me on my YouTube profile page. There should be a link to my Twitch account there. If not, you can always have a look through the community tab. There are multiple links to my Twitch profile there. We will be moving our new F1 Manager series over to Twitch permanently when we start it. This one will probably run to its conclusion here on YouTube. So maybe this year will be our last year with Brabham. Maybe we'll have one more season. But this series will stay in its entirety on YouTube, and then the next series that we do will be going live on Twitch. I'll also be doing some daytime streaming on Twitch once I get set up with the PC in a couple of weeks. So it won't just be sort of evenings here on YouTube. It'll be during the day on Twitch as well. So I do hope you add me there. I will obviously continue to promote that as we get closer and closer to the PC arriving and getting set up and me going full time on Twitch for streaming. But until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob. If you've enjoyed tonight's race, please do drop a like. If you haven't yet subscribed to me here on YouTube, please consider that. And of course, you can always find me on Twitch for when that happens going forward. And I will be back with more F1 Manager very soon.